So I'm just gonna be talking about like a couple of things. First, what Ekadashi is, then I'll talk about the backstory of Ekadashi, and I'll also talk about my experience. So Ekadashi, it comes twice a month, we know that, and it lands on the first 11th day, which is on the waxing moon, and then the next 11th day, which is on the waning moon. And basically on Ekadashi, you can't eat wheat, grains, or beans because they're considered to be sinful on this day. And also another thing that I found interesting was that upvas, it means to fast, but it can also mean to sit close to God. And this is like the one day where we can properly like put our focus more on devotional service instead of focusing like on food. And like the main goal for Ekadashi is to like gain more love for God, but people misinterpret it as like a ritual which we have to do in order to love God. And also, Ekadashi not only helps us spiritually, but it can also help us like physically. It keeps us healthy. And like I said before, Ekadashi helps reduce your material needs, such as eating, so that you can have all your attention directed towards Krishna. And then I'll talk about the backstory. So basically, Ekadashi is the person, and also she was born on that day, and she was given a special boon. So basically, there was this demon, his name was Mora, and he was fighting with a lot of demigods, and he defeated them. And then the demigods, they had to go to Krishna for help, or Lord Vishnu for help. And so Lord Vishnu was like, okay, I'll help you guys. So then he like used all his weapons, but he couldn't defeat Marasur. So they began to wrestle for what was about like 10,000 years, and it just went on and on. And then Krishna, he eventually got like exhausted, so he decided to stay in the cave that resides like in Hemavati. And then, as he was resting, the demon Morasur eventually found him sleeping and he was ready to kill him. But then, all of a sudden, some entity like came out of Krishna's body, and her name was Ekadashi. And then she killed the demon. And once Krishna woke up, he was like, "Oh, thank you so much for all you did." Like, and he gave her a boon that like whoever fasts on this exact day, they will be freed from like their sins, and also he will be pleased with all of his devotees. And then for my realization, when I first used to do Ekadashi, I was kind of like iffy on it. I was like, okay, do I really need to fast? Like, what if I just chant? Wouldn't that be enough? But then after hearing the story of Ekadashi and all, like what she did to save Krishna, that kind of like inspired me, and I enjoyed Ekadashi and fasting. And I also found like new ways to like enjoy it, like by trying like different dishes, like new fruits and vegetables, and I could make like different kinds of salads and all. And overall, like it would just make me feel like more healthier because it's kind of like a cleanse of the body after like always eating and eating, and we finally just get one day where we can like give our body or rest and just like give it the nourishment it needs, and we can also like spiritually advance as we pray to Krishna. So that's basically like my realization.